The streets of Paris buzzed with anticipation. It was the night of the grand opening of Jean-Luc Duval's gallery. The celebrated artist, known for his surreal landscapes and enigmatic portraits, had captured the imagination of art lovers worldwide. The gallery, located in the heart of the city, glittered with excitement as the elite and the curious gathered to witness his latest masterpieces. Jean-Luc had always been a mystery. His reclusive nature, combined with the profound depth of his art, made him a subject of intrigue. Tonight, however, he promised to break his usual silence and address the crowd. As the clock ticked closer to the opening hour, whispers floated through the air. Where was Jean-Luc? Inside the gallery, Claire Beaumont, the gallery manager and Jean-Luc's closest confidant, paced nervously. She had known Jean-Luc for over a decade, having worked with him since the start of his career. She knew his quirks and respected his need for solitude, but tonight was different. He had assured her he would be there. The crowd outside grew restless. Reporters from leading newspapers and art magazines jostled for prime spots, cameras ready to capture the elusive artist's rare public appearance. Claire stepped out to address them, her composed demeanor masking her growing anxiety. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. Mr. Duval will be with us shortly. In the meantime, please enjoy the refreshments and the artworks on display. The crowd murmured in reluctant acceptance, dispersing to admire the paintings that adorned the gallery walls. Each piece told a story, vivid and haunting, drawing viewers into Jean-Luc's world. As Claire returned to her office, she noticed something unusual. A painting, The Hidden Door, was missing. It had been Jean-Luc's latest work, completed just days before the opening. It depicted a surreal landscape with a concealed entrance, a motif Jean-Luc often used to symbolize the unknown. Her heart raced. Had someone stolen it? But the gallery's security was impeccable. She picked up the phone to call Jean-Luc, but there was no answer. Determined to find out what was going on, she decided to visit his studio, located a few blocks away. The night air was cool as Claire hurried through the narrow streets. Jean-Luc's studio was a place few had seen, a sanctuary where he created his masterpieces. She reached the old building, its facade worn but dignified, and knocked on the door. No response. She knocked again, louder this time. Jean-Luc, it's Claire. Open up. Still no answer. Claire's worry deepened. She tried the door handle. To her surprise, it was unlocked. She pushed the door open and stepped inside. The studio was dimly lit, the smell of turpentine and paint thick in the air. Canvases were scattered around, some complete, others in progress. But there was no sign of Jean-Luc. Jean-Luc? Are you here? Silence. Claire's eyes fell on a note pinned to an easel in the center of the room. It was in Jean-Luc's handwriting. Claire, if you're reading this, something has gone wrong. Trust no one. Her breath caught in her throat. What could have happened to him? She scanned the room for clues, her mind racing. Then she noticed it, a small, leather-bound journal lying on his workbench. She picked it up and began to read. The journal detailed Jean-Luc's growing paranoia over the past few weeks. He wrote about a shadowy figure he had seen following him, strange phone calls with no one on the other end, and the feeling of being watched. He mentioned The Hidden Door painting, hinting that it contained a secret he had discovered. Claire's mind whirled. Was Jean-Luc's disappearance connected to this secret? She had to find out. She decided to return to the gallery and examine the remaining paintings for any clues. Back at the gallery, the crowd was beginning to thin, frustrated by the artist's no-show. Claire slipped into the exhibition hall, her eyes scanning the artworks with renewed intensity. Each painting seemed to take on new meaning, but nothing stood out, until she reached the last painting, a self-portrait of Jean-Luc. The painting was striking, capturing his intense gaze and contemplative expression. But Claire noticed something odd. In the background, there was a faint outline, almost invisible to the naked eye, a door, barely discernible among the shadows. Could this be the hidden door Jean-Luc had referred to? Claire leaned closer, her fingers tracing the contours of the painting. Suddenly, she felt a click. The painting swung open like a door, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside the compartment was a small box. Claire opened it to find a key and another note. "Claire, if you've found this, it means you've discovered the truth. The key unlocks my safe at the studio. Inside, you'll find answers. Be careful." Her heart pounded as she realized the gravity of the situation. She had to act fast. Slipping the key into her pocket, she hurried back to Jean-Luc's studio, praying that she wasn't too late. At the studio, Claire went straight to the safe hidden behind a large canvas. With trembling hands, she inserted the key and turned it. The safe door creaked open, revealing a stack of documents and a small cassette tape. She took out the tape and found an old tape recorder nearby. As she pressed play, Jean-Luc's voice filled the room. "Claire, if you're hearing this, it means I've vanished. I've discovered something that could change everything. The paintings hold the secret. They are maps, leading to a treasure hidden long ago by my ancestors. But I'm not the only one who knows. I fear those who want the treasure for themselves. Be cautious. Trust no one." The tape ended, leaving Claire in stunned silence. She quickly sifted through the documents, finding old maps, sketches, and a letter from Jean-Luc's great-grandfather, detailing the location of a hidden treasure beneath Paris. Her mind raced. Jean-Luc had always been fascinated by his family's history, but she never imagined it would lead to something like this. Determined to find him and uncover the truth, she gathered the documents and maps, ready to embark on a journey that would take her deep into the secrets of Paris. Claire knew she couldn't do it alone. She needed someone she could trust. She decided to enlist the help of her old friend, Inspector Marc Lemoine, a seasoned detective with a reputation for solving the most complex cases. Marc listened intently as Claire recounted everything: the missing painting, the journal, the hidden compartment, and the tape. His eyes narrowed with concern. "This is serious, Claire. If what Jean-Luc said is true, he could be in grave danger. We need to move quickly." With Marc's help, they began to piece together the clues from Jean-Luc's maps and documents. The trail led them through the labyrinthine streets of Paris, into forgotten tunnels and hidden chambers beneath the city. It was a journey fraught with danger, as they encountered booby traps and obstacles left by those who had hidden the treasure. Finally, after hours of searching, they reached a hidden chamber beneath an old cathedral. Inside, they found Jean-Luc, bound and unconscious but alive. Beside him lay the treasure, a chest filled with gold and precious jewels, untouched for centuries. Jean-Luc stirred as Claire and Marc freed him from his bonds. His eyes opened, filled with relief and gratitude. "Claire, you found me." She smiled, tears of joy streaming down her face. "I promised I would." With the treasure recovered and Jean-Luc safe, they returned to the surface, the dawn breaking over Paris. The gallery opening had turned into a night of mystery and adventure, but it ended with a promise of new beginnings. Jean-Luc's paintings, once symbols of enigma, now held stories of courage and friendship. And as the world marveled at his art, they could only guess at the true story behind the hidden door, a story known only to a few but cherished forever.